Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're new, welcome. My name is Kristina. This video is going to be a very exciting video for me as well as everyone else. This is my rare beauty video. So it dropped on midnight and I was online on Sephora at midnight and I ordered all the stuff I wanted just to realize the next morning that I could have just bought everything in stores because they ended up having the full collection in my Sephora. But I was like, I'll just wait. And as I waited, every day I was watching rare beauty videos just to see what everyone's thoughts were. I was initially going to do a first impressions. However, as I watched the videos, I was learning more and more about the products and how they worked and kind of had a feel for what people really liked and what people really didn't. So I just felt like it wouldn't be a true first impression. And I also know that Rare Beauty is a little bit of a different approach on makeup. I decided that I wanted to try out the products first and then share with you guys which ones I like, what I like the most. I'm sure you guys have seen a ton of first impressions videos so far and want to hear actual thoughts from people that have used the products already. So a lot of these products are supposed to be for an everyday look versus full glam. So I decided with the video, with these products, I would go ahead and do my take on Rare Beauty's products in front of some natural light. I'm in front of my bedroom window right now, and I wanted you guys to get a feel for the products for what they might look like on an everyday basis. Please make sure to subscribe to my channel. I know I have a ton of viewers that aren't subscribed yet, so please go ahead and hit that subscribe button if you're interested so you don't miss out on any of my upcoming videos. So without further ado, if you guys are interested in seeing my Rare Beauty product loves and how I use them, then just keep on watching. So like I said, I'm in front of some natural light, so it might change a bit. I am filming this around 5:30, which wasn't the best idea, but I wanted to get this video done. So I bought the small size of the Illuminating Base Primer, and I wanted to try this out because it looked very interesting to me. I really like the idea of a glowy base. My skin has been very dry lately. I don't know if my skin texture is changing, my skin type is changing, or if it's just the climate or what's going on. It feels like a glowy primer mixed with a moisturizer, and it feels very nice and refreshing on the skin. So as I've watched these videos, I have learned that the packaging is very, very intentional. For instance, all of the face products have this little ball on top. This is a highlight. This is one of their blushes. The foundations and concealers also have them. These are supposed to allow opening these products a lot easier for people who have disabilities. For instance, lupus, arthritis, it's supposed to make it easier for them to grip on and open these, which is really such a beautiful concept. As well as with the dewy lip balms, people complain that the magnetic closure isn't very strong, but that's intentional because sometimes it's very difficult to open magnetic packaging. I want to go ahead and use this mist. This is the Always an Optimist 4-in-1 mist, and it does have a bit of an oil to it, so you got to shake it up really well. This smells like spa water. It smells very, very nice. It is a bit dewy for me. I wouldn't set my makeup, I would prime with this mist. I have the Liquid Touch Weightless Foundation and Brightening Concealer right here. Originally, I had bought the shade 290N in both the foundation and concealer, but they ended up being too dark for me, so I went ahead and exchanged them. Something I have noticed I've struggled with, as well as other people, especially people who received PR packages, a lot of people weren't matched correctly with their shade, and I think that the shade range it's kind of difficult because I don't necessarily think that the marketing campaign photos really give you a good idea of the shade. So I also bought the foundation brush. I already know that I really like this. I love the shape of it. I love that you can get right in there in the corners. It looks so beautiful in luxe. I've already washed this brush once and it seems to wash very nicely. I didn't have any bristles come off. The coverage of this foundation is really nice considering the texture of it. It is an elixir foundation, so it feels a bit serumy, and it definitely is more on the runny side. Oh yeah, this shade match is pretty much perfect. I tried to do the little survey, the test to match myself online, and I kept getting different answers. Like I was matched to 330, and which was way too dark for my skin tone. And then I did 290, but that ended up looking a little gray. And even though this is still a neutral shade and 290 is a neutral shade, this one pulls a lot more orange, but it actually matches my skin better. So I would highly suggest that you go into this store, get shade matched, or at least look at the shades in person to really decide. Because the packaging is a bit frosted, the inside looks a little lighter, in my opinion. If you go in, an associate will be able to help you shade match, so they're allowed to touch the testers and stuff. So you can see here just how dewy this foundation is. It looks really, really beautiful. It's supposed to be a medium coverage. I think that that's spot on. Even though my skin has been rather dry lately, this foundation makes it look really, really healthy. I love the way this looks. My skin looks glassy and beautiful and just healthy. Healthy, healthy. We love healthy skin. To couple that, I bought the concealer. I wanted something to really brighten the under eyes. I may go back and get the matching one, so the 280, just so I have something that can spot conceal on days that I'm not wearing foundation. I really like the applicator for the eyes. I think that it really helps you utilize all of the product that's on the doe foot because it's flat on either end and it comes to a point on the top. You basically just use the sides of the applicator and it allows you to kind of use it like a spatula. Like when you spread like icing, you can like spread it like that and it's really great. As you can see, I'm putting on a ton, but I'm not afraid of this looking cakey because this also has the same elixir texture to it. So it feels like a serum. Now, even though the concealers have the same number to match, they're still lighter. For instance, the 280 concealer is lighter than the foundation. So keep that in mind. It'll still give you a little bit of brightness, but not a ton. So I'm using the foundation brush to blend in down here. But I'm gonna take the concealer brush, which is exactly the same as the foundation one, but just smaller. And I'm gonna go in and put this on my inner corners and push it towards my nose to get that coverage that I want. And do you see how perfectly it blends in? Like you can't really see where it starts and stops. Look, it fits so perfectly right in the inner corner, right? I was a bit afraid at first that the concealer was going to be too slippy and it was going to move around the foundation underneath it, but the formulas just blend so nicely. They're almost very, very similar to the point where I question if you really need both, you know, like couldn't you just put more foundation instead of concealer? I like it because one, the concealer is cheaper and I want something brighter, so it just makes more sense to buy a concealer versus 2 foundation shades. Whatever the case may be, the skin with both the foundation and concealer just look phenomenal. This is with 1 layer of foundation and concealer. I think that it looks absolutely beautiful. I am going to be powdering though, and as you guys may know, the line doesn't come with the powder, but that's okay. I mean, I don't mind just using a powder I have. I'm going to put a little bit more concealer on the inner portions and then a little on my sunspots right here. And even though I layered on more concealer, it doesn't look cakey. I don't know, can you guys see how dewy I look? I'm extremely dewy right now, and I'm telling you, I don't think that I would go out with just this dew. I definitely think that it would crease on me personally. Man, does that look healthy? It looks like you just went to the spa and your skin is like amazingly nourished. I'm gonna go ahead and put one of these balms on. I have Dewy and Support, and I'm gonna put, oh, I'm sorry, not Dewy. I have Thankful and Support, and I'm gonna put Thankful on right now. just so I can prep my lips. I've heard other people mention that these are more like a gloss lipstick hybrid, and I agree. There's a lot of pigment in these lipsticks, and I think that they're beautiful. I want to go ahead and use these products. These are beautiful. I haven't heard anyone say anything bad about these. These are the Rare Beauty Soft Pinch Liquid Blushes, and I have Love and Joy. And Love is a matte and Joy is dewy. I love Joy. I think that everyone that's tried this or have been sent this love Joy. I love these peachy pinky tones. I think they look fabulous on everyone. And I'm gonna be using this one. I really enjoy the dewy formula, but the matte one also isn't bad. I don't think it's drying at all. It dries down really nice, almost to a powder finish, honestly. These are very, very pigmented. So I'm gonna do just a little dot right here to start off. Just that's it. And then I'm gonna blend this out. I think I'm actually gonna blend it out with my foundation brush. So I'm gonna wipe this off on a paper towel, and then I'm gonna go ahead and blend that out. So I want you guys to really see this. The amount of dewy flush this gives me, like, you see that? How beautiful is that? And even if you pat it or swipe it, you're not gonna lose that pigmentation. And you guys saw I only used a little dot of that, so you do not need a ton of product when you use this. Some of the pink shades, they kind of make me nervous, but I feel like once they're blended out, they might look really good on my skin. So with most liquid or cream blushes, I always get a little bit of product coming off right here, like my concealer coming off, because of the texture and just like rubbing right there. So I mean, it's normal, but I wish it didn't do that, but I haven't found a product yet that doesn't do that. To set the face, I'm using this Becca Hydra Mist water powder stuff. And I'm just gonna set under the eyes for now, and then a little on my forehead as well. I'm going to avoid this area of my cheeks because I still have some highlight to add. Okay, highlight. I have Flaunt and Mesmerize. So I'm gonna actually take this on the back of my hand right there. Then I'm gonna put a little less of the Mesmerize shade, just a bit, to mix them together. And what I'm gonna do is wipe off that concealer brush. I'm gonna mix them together just a little, and then I'm gonna apply this to the high points of my cheeks. And then also my brow bone. It's one of my favorite places to highlight is my brow bone. It's kind of difficult to see what the highlight adds because the face is already so dewy and like beautiful. But I think that's the beauty of these highlights, is that they're not too much, because the other products in the line are already so like nourishing and hydrating on the skin that I feel like if they came out with a highlight that was just boom in your face, it would be kind of out of place, you know what I mean? So something that's just a bit subtle and complements the rest of the face is really nice, because let's be real, when people come out with full lines of makeup, they want you to use their full line of makeup. They're creating these products thinking, like in their minds thinking you're going to use it in conjunction with the other base products. Another great thing about this beauty line is that they are putting a focus on mental health and mental health awareness. So in the next 10 years, they plan on raising $100 million for mental health. And that's amazing. I love when companies stand for something. It's just so inspiring, and it encourages you to learn more about it. So I'm gonna put some powder underneath the blush just so it kind of pops, you know, like the dew pops there. Do I want to put bronzer? Just gonna take my e.l.f. bronzer. I think a lot of negative comments about this line have to do with personal preference. You know, like some people love full glam, and there's nothing wrong with that, but some of these products just aren't meant for that. And if you watch videos of Selena doing her makeup with this line, she's doing like very minimal makeup that just kind of evens out her skin tone, maybe brightens it a little bit, gives it a bit of color, but she's not doing anything that completely changes her look. Like she's not contouring or anything, you know? In my mind, this line is supposed to be something where if I'm super lazy to put makeup on, or if I'm feeling like kind of down and want to play with makeup to just like feel beautiful, I'll throw this line on and I think it would do the trick. So here is the skin once I powdered and bronzed a little bit. I think I'm gonna put a little more of this blush. Like it looks pretty intense on camera, but I feel like in person I lost a little of that color. Oh, I'm just gonna do that dot and then spread it between my two sides. I want a little more on the apples of my cheeks. Eyebrow pencil is a bit different. I'm not gonna lie, I got it in the shade Cool Brown. It is a bit different because it's a thicker tip, it's a triangular tip. And in the past, I had tried the Anastasia version, like the one that's not super micro, and I wasn't a huge fan. I couldn't really work it through, so I ended up returning it. The only thing is it doesn't come with a spoolie, so I have to use one from somewhere else. This is my NYX brow pencil. I'm so used to having a spoolie, you know, for my brows, so it's a little difficult. I'm gonna use the top like pointed part of this triangle instead of just putting it flush with my brow because I find I get a little more control. So I'm gonna outline my brow this way before filling it in. You just have to go with a really light hand because it's very, very creamy. Like it's not waxy whatsoever. That actually looks pretty good. I think if your intentions for using a brow product is just to fill in already fluffy, like full brows, then this would be a pretty good product for you. But if you're looking to draw like hair-like strokes or anything like that, it might not be the best option. The top pointed tip does get dull, obviously, as you use it because like I said, it's really creamy. So I have to kind of maneuver the pen, like circle it around to start getting another pointed tip. So keep that in mind. It's starting to get dark in my room. Not too bad. I think that it will take a little bit of practice for me. I'm gonna run this through. The Cool Brown shade, the gel, is a little too light for my eyebrows, so you can kind of see it. It looks a little gray. I like to brush this in and then brush off the excess with a spoolie, the same spoolie I used earlier, just so my brows don't look shiny. I do like the brow gel wand though. It's really nice and small and precise. All right, now I have the eyeliner. I didn't originally buy this, but when I went back to Sephora to get a new shade in the foundation and concealer, I bought this because everyone has been raving about this eyeliner and I was like, all right, I'll try it out. Like I'm always down for a new like great liquid liner. So the packaging on this is so cute because it looks like a little pen. Like that's so adorable. I love that. It is a brush tip. So I'm gonna do a little wing, just a little wing, maybe. The outer packaging is kind of like a soft matte, but this part right here just feels like a standard liquid liner pen. So that's nice. It's not gonna like slip around in your hands. Okay, that's a very black liner. I haven't worn black liner in a while. I've just been using brown eyeliner. So this is like very in my face right now, but it's nice. The tip of mine kind of has like the fuzzy, like it's already getting a little fuzzy on the end. Uh-oh, that's not even. This one's fatter. This eye wing is definitely fatter. You see that? It's like a little lighter at the tip because it started to drag versus this one. All right, I had to swirl it a little on the back of my hand to start getting product to the tip of this. I am getting those weird little fuzzies, like almost lint-like stuff on the tip of this, so. But those are my wings, my baby wings. So I'm gonna go ahead and curl my lashes and put some mascara on and then we'll do the lips. I realized I didn't take my liner all the way in on this corner, but I did here, so I have to fix that. I wish I didn't take it all the way in. I kind of like the way this eye is looking better than this one. Can I remove it? I'm actually gonna remove it. So these are called the Lip Souffle Matte Cream Lipsticks, and the best way that I can describe this texture, they're very, very similar to the NYX Soft Matte Lip Creams, except these have a better color payoff. The way I like to apply this is I like to do a thin layer and then let that dry and then do another layer, and that's how you can get like that really bold pigment like the one that Selena has in her marketing photo. She's actually wearing this shade, which is Inspired. This is such a beautiful shade. I also have Brave right here, which is like a terracotta, Ascend, and Heroic. This definitely stains. I would assume that these brighter colors will also stain because yesterday I was wearing Inspire and then I ended up wiping it off within like half an hour of putting it on, and it left like a cherry red lip stain look to it. So just know that if you're actually looking for a more stain look, I'm sure that you can apply this and then blot it off and it'll give you that same look. All right, so I'm gonna wipe off this dewy lip balm so we can apply some of that matte lip cream. I think I tried all the shades already that I have except for Heroic, so I might go in with that. I'm stuck. Okay, I think I'm gonna go for Heroic. It doesn't go with my blush. Don't judge me though. I just want to try it. This is kind of like trying stuff on, showing you guys products. So don't judge me. The lip souffles are one of the few products that actually do have a scent. The dewy lip balms also do. This smells a little sweet, not quite vanilla. It almost smells like a candle, like that type of vanilla scent. I'm not a huge fan, but like it doesn't offend me too much. It's not bad. So I'm gonna do a light layer. Whoa. I look like the lady from the Hunger Games. I feel like the best way to get even pigment is to use your finger like between layers so you can evenly distribute it, because I noticed the first time I was applying Inspire, kind of removing the product from places where it wasn't completely dry, so it looked more bold in some places. This is only one layer. Actually, I don't know if I want to wear this right now. It's like a little too fall for me, but this is what it looks like on me. I'm actually going to remove this and put Inspire on because I love that color. See what I mean? It kind of leaves a stain. And I only had this on for like 2 minutes maybe. So hey guys, Kristina here. It's actually the next day because I wanted to jump in here and let you guys know that as I was editing this video last night, I noticed that the color was starting to look a little odd as the sun went down. Like it was looking a little more reddish purple. So in turn, it made this lipstick Inspire look more like it had a blue undertone, but this is definitely like a red orange. So I wanted to jump on here and film this in the early afternoon with direct sunlight so you could see a better representation of the color. And I also wanted to note that I did use this highlight in Mesmerize like on my shoulders and my collarbone and chest, and look at that. It's so nice. I love that sheen. It looks healthy and it's not like super glittery. Like, I'm living for this. Look at this. I'm gonna throw this on for you guys. It's definitely a brighter red. Like, you see that? It looks so different from last night's footage. And by the way, I am wearing the same exact makeup that I did last night, except I'm wearing the Love Serum blush instead of Joy. All right, so this is what Inspire actually looks like on my lips. It is much more vibrant, very red orange. I would say that this is a very, very bright one. As I was filming or editing last night, I had the lipstick on, I ate dinner, and I was filming up until editing up until midnight. So that's a really great sign for longevity. All right, I hope this was helpful for you guys. I seriously just wanted to jump in because it was driving me nuts that the color was like a little wonky, and I didn't want you guys to think that this looked completely different from what it does. So this is definitely a better representation of the shades. And this is the final look with all of the Rare Beauty products on my skin. I really love this line. Let me just give you guys a rundown on what I think of each product. So I do like the primer. The primer is nice. If you need the extra hydration, this is a good alternative to something that's just mainly pigment. This feels really good on the skin, so I recommend it. I'm oily and I even think that this is nice. The foundation and concealer, I really do enjoy it. I really recommend that you go in stores and look at the shades, get shade match, because the pictures are just not the best representation of the shades. I feel like it's really, really difficult. I was jumping from shade to shade to shade. It just makes your skin look really, really healthy and hydrated. I do recommend setting like your T-zone because it is gonna stay very dewy. It's not gonna dry down or anything. Even though I put like a ton of concealer on, it doesn't feel heavy. It doesn't feel cakey on the skin. This is one of the foundations I think that I can 100% say anyone, even people that don't necessarily wear foundation or they're bothered by the feeling of it, I feel like they could wear this because it almost just feels like skincare. 1000% recommend these blushes. If you're new to liquid or cream blushes, try these out. They are very pigmented. I think that these are great for beginners because they're so incredibly easy to blend. They don't get super messy or anything, and I just love these. And there's a really good shade range, and I like that they have mattes and dewies. The highlights are really good products, but they don't stand out. They're not like my #1 pick. Like I said, they're very complementary to the rest of the Rare Beauty foundation line, like the base, the core products, I guess. I'm interested in trying this on just like bare skin because they do also have a serum-y texture to them, but they're not as oily, they're not as slippy. The mist is good. Like I said, I wouldn't use this to set my face because I do get oily throughout the day. You can kind of see it starting to separate, so you can see the oil and whatever else is in here separating. So it is definitely hydrating. If you have dry to normal skin, I think that this would look beautiful on you. I wouldn't say this replaces my long wearing sprays like the Urban Decay one or the Morphe one. Dewy lip balms are great. I think if you're going for something that you can just throw in your purse and put on an everyday basis, then these are really nice. They act like lipstick, so if you're looking for something that has pigment, go for these. The brow pencil, at first I wasn't too crazy about it, but I actually think that the brows look really nice. I think you definitely have to learn how to use this if you're used to using a precise brow pencil like I am. I like that it has the gel, but I wish that it had just a regular spoolie on it. I would say to go like maybe a shade lighter than what your brows are because it is so creamy. So I wouldn't get the black, the soft black in this. I definitely think that cool brown was the way to go for me. The liner is good. However, it started to dry out as I was doing this wing, so I had to shake it up and put a little bit on the back of my hand, so that was a little bit of a weird thing. And also it started to get a little linty on the end, so I'm kind of disappointed. I've heard so many good things about this, but I'm going to continue to use it. It is very black, very pigmented, very matte, so it's a nice look, but it might just take a few tries to get the line that you're going for. The brushes, I would say to get these because they feel like very high quality, but they're not super expensive. I think that this might be $16 and this is like in the $20 range. I think they're beautiful, they're sleek, they'll look great on your vanity, and it feels soft on the skin. They wash really well. I didn't have any bristles come out when I washed them. I love the shape of these. I think that it's so innovative and it works so well for the inner corners and anywhere that you really, really have to get in there and work product in. The lip souffles are very beautiful. They do come off matte, but they look soft on the lips, so they're not drying whatsoever. I'm very happy about that. The shade range is really nice too. I would like to see a little more natural nudie shades go into the line, but I see that, you know, with this formula, brighter or more like poppy shades just look better. If you want something that's going to be long wearing, but you want something that's comfortable, I think that this is a good option. You definitely do still feel it on the lips, but it's nothing that's aggravating or irritating. I hope despite the lighting change, you still found this valuable content and stuff that will help you make a decision on what you guys are going to pick up. If you are planning on picking something up, please let me know in the comments down below. I'd love to see what you guys are thinking about this line. I know that a lot of people actually have been really, really loving it and are excited about it, and for a good reason, because they're really, really great products, as well as having a really nice meaningful message behind it. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, please make sure to like, comment, and subscribe for more videos like this one, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye!